right, so we'll just go down the list here. First one, are you surprised to see the playoff shakeup in the standings that took place at Darlington with some of the drivers who were up top dropping to the bottom of the standings?
Yeah, Darlington was crazy. I mean, I don't think anybody could have predicted that. We had so many guys that had bonus points, that had bad nights. Next thing you know, you got guys that were sure locked into the playoffs that are out on the outside looking in. So with that being said, you had guys that probably you didn't expect to run well at Darlington that did run well at Darlington. So like Kyle Busch, for example, he's on the outside looking in, and Richmond and Bristol are two of his best racetracks. So you can look for him to make a run in the points, and that's going to bump someone else out. So we just have to be focused on making sure that it's not me.
When the playoffs start like that, does that just kind of, set the stage for what you guys can expect the rest of the way?
Yeah, I mean, it's the playoffs, man. Every year there's something different, and you never really can predict what's going to happen. So when was it last year? I think Kevin Harvick was a sure lock to get to the Final Four, and he didn't make it. So you just never know what's going to happen whenever it comes down to the end of these seasons.
What are your thoughts on racing at concrete at Bristol now after the dirt's gone?
Yeah, it's going to be weird, man. I remember I went to Bristol a couple weeks ago for the Nextgen test, and it was crazy just seeing the difference from the red clay that was on the track to the white concrete. So Bristol is one of my favorite tracks, whether it's concrete or dirt. So it's one that I've always looked forward to going to and can't wait to get back to.
Last year there was a good amount of fans in the stands for the night race. There'll be a few more this year. Are you excited to race in front of a bigger Bristol crowd this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really good to be able to get back in front of full crowds. And I've never been able to experience the Bristol night race before, so this is going to be a first for me, and I can't wait to see the turnout.
We saw how crazy Daytona was as a cutoff race for the regular season. Do you expect the same intensity at Bristol if a driver comes in here needing a win to advance?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of us that are going into Bristol looking to have a good run, and Bristol is a place where you can get in trouble pretty quick. So it's a very demanding racetrack, very demanding on the drivers, on the teams, on the equipment, pit crews. So I think it's going to be full of drama for sure.
You mentioned trouble. What's your strategy for staying out of trouble at Bristol when you have everything on the line like that?
Yeah, hopefully we're able to have a great Camry and be competing up front, and it makes it a lot easier. That's for sure. Whenever you're not very good and you're having to play strategy to get track position and you're on defense, that's whenever you get yourself in trouble. So it'd be nice if we could go there and have a strong Camry and be able to compete for a win.
When you look at it both from a physical and mental standpoint, is Bristol one of the toughest tracks in NASCAR?
Absolutely. And you look even from the distance standpoint, it's 500 laps, which is a super long time, and anything can happen in those 500 laps.
This year, Bristol's celebrating its 60th anniversary. Do you have a favorite Bristol memory as a driver or a fan?
I mean, Kyle sweeping the weekend was pretty cool. I think he's done it twice now. So, whenever I drove for him for a while, so probably his first sweep was something that I'll always remember.
What type of driver do you need to be successful at Bristol?
Bristol's very unique in that aspect because it rewards really hard driving and aggressive driving, but at the same time, you have to be smart, patient, and I guess think. You have to be a really good thinker whenever you're behind the wheel at Bristol, and you just have to race really smart.
With weather variables and the track bite application, I guess the PJ1, how much of a guessing game has Bristol races become?
Yeah, it's especially with no practice, man. I remember the first time that we went there with no practice last year in the springtime. It was crazy the amount that guys were off really loose or really tight. So and then the traction compound goes through a ton of changes throughout the course of 500 laps. So it puts a lot of stress on the drivers and the crew chiefs for sure.
You mentioned the Nextgen test. How fun was that to be a part of that a few weeks back?
that was really cool. And it was really cool to be able to get back on Bristol's concrete surface too. It'd been a while. So I'm excited about the next gen car, and I think it's going to be Bristol's going to be a great place for it.
Was there any differences of handling or anything that you felt or anything that you can report on from that test, or is that all still locked up secret?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was just the tire and wheel combination with the low profile sidewalls. It makes the car very, it makes it a lot harder to drive because you can't slip and slide around as much.
You mentioned Kyle's sweep in the night race. Bristol released its top 10 night race moments. Is there a favorite moment that you've had in the night race as a driver?
Well, I've only competed in one,
Yeah.
so and I got crashed out in it, so I don't really have a favorite memory yet. Hopefully I can make one this year.
Is there one from the top 10? Have you seen the top 10 moments? I guess Kyle would be it, since you've already said that.
Yeah.
What do you view as your toughest challenge to win the championship from here on out?
Yeah, I mean, the toughest challenge for us is just our bonus points, and we don't have a lot of points, so we're always going to be clawing from the bottom to get ourselves up. And it would be really nice if we could win some races in these first couple of rounds and get some points whenever we get into the final 8, if we make it there, and be able to be a lot closer to that final 4.
All right, I think that's all we had for you.
Have a good day.
All right, thanks a lot, Christopher. Take care. All right, guys, I will wrap this up and shoot it to you via WeTransfer.
Hey, Anthony, will you send it to Casey? Because I have a
Yeah.
copy of it.
Yep, I'll
Send
do it.
your copy to him.
Yep, I'll do it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.